Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantao Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namah. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirya Jatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanubhi Vyashema Devahitayadayuhu Swastina Indra Vruddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha Swastina Staraksho Arishtanemihi Swastina Bruhaspati Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Asakara says, Tatra tavat Omkara Nirnayaya Prasavam Prakranam. Omkara Swarupa Nishchayaya. For ascertainment of or determination of the Swarupa of Omkara, the Prasavam Prakranam is the first chapter of the Prakrana Grantha, having 4 Prakrana chapters. So why is it Agama Pradhanatva? Agama Pradhanam? Because that Omkara is the means of knowledge of the self and knowledge of Brahman. It's something revealed by Agama, by the Vedas. And therefore, this first chapter of this Mandukyaopanishad, the Agama Prakarana, is for ascertaining meaning of Omkara, but that's what the Vedas say. Because Omkara is the means of self-knowledge. So how Omkara becomes means of self-knowledge is delineated, explained by the Mandukyaopanishad. So Vedas simply declare in so many statements, Katham punah omkara nirnaya atmatva pratipatti upayatam pratipadyadeti. So how do you say that determining the nature of Omkara becomes the means of the knowledge of the self? Uchyate? Because that's what the Vedas say. So Vedas is pramanam in revealing the fact that Omkara is the means of self-knowledge. Om Ityatata. That's what the Kathopanishad says. That padam, that state or the destination or the truth which all the Vedas reveal, desiring which they take to life of students, etc. That is Om. So instead of saying Brahman, it says Om. Etat alambanam shreshtham. meditating upon Om is Brahman, the Chaitanya, the consciousness that arises in the mind is Brahman. So Brahman is the proximate to Brahman. Omkara is proximate to Brahman. That's how it is the means of knowledge of Brahman. Edadvi Satyakamaha. Prashnopanishad says that one can look upon, meditate upon Brahman as Saguna Brahma, Omkara as Saguna Brahma or Nirguna Brahma. Meaning Omkara is the means of knowing Saguna Brahma as well as Nirguna Brahma. Om iti Atmanam Yunjita. We will meditate upon Om as Atma. Om iti Brahma. So then, that's what we are discussing here. Kincha samadhi nishtha. Om iti ucharya Atmana anusandadhate. So thus with concentration on Omkara, Om iti ucharya, mentally reciting or uttering Om, Atmanam anusandhate asandhate. Mentally he recites Om and then deliberates upon Atma, meditates upon Atma. The sthulam akaram ukare upasamhritya. In that process, the akara that is sthula or gross is merged into ukara that is subtle. The ukara which is subtle is merged into makara that is causal. And then makatam api karya karana atite pratyekatma upasamhritya. And then that makara in which everything is resolved, itself is resolved in the self. That's how that step, akara is gross, is seen as subtle. And subtle is seen as, because the subtle pervades the gross, and therefore in the gross itself you can see the subtle. In the ornament itself you can see the gold. Gold itself you can see the matter. In that itself you can see the name and form, or asti bhadi priyam. So seeing, like merging ornament into gold, is seeing ornament as gold, then ornament no more remains, and what remains is gold. This merging akara, the gross, into ukara, which is subtle, merging that into makara, which is causal, and finally merging that makara into the very self, in the very witness, which is karya karana atite. The gross and subtle are karya, the causal is the karan, and the self is karya karana atita, which then transcends the ideas of cause and effect. Atmarupa samritya tannishto bhavati. That is, Omkara becomes a means of gaining abidance in Atma. Iti anena prakarana Omkarasya tat pratipatti upayatayati. So these different statements reveal different ways in which Omkara becomes a means of self-knowledge. So Bhashyakara quotes different statements. Each one reveals or suggests how Omkara becomes means of knowledge. Omidi Atmanam Yunjita. So one should meditate upon Atma. Omkara is Atma. Then further, Kincha Yoyam Sthanaho Sapumaniti Etat Idi Vat Omidi Uchyate Tat Brahma Iti. Another way. Yoyam Sthanaho Sapuman. When there is the superimposition of a ghost upon a stump of tree, because of the lack of light, a stump of tree is mistaken to be a ghost. Then someone tells him, Yoyam sthanahu sapumanitivat. This stump of tree is that ghost. Or what you thought ghost is a stump of tree? Yat etad om iti uchyate tad Brahma. Similarly, what is said to be Om is nothing but Brahma. Where Omkara is in the place of ghost, Brahma is the post or the stump of tree. Meaning how the ghost is superimposed upon a stump of tree, so also Omkara is superimposed upon Brahma. Iti bādhāyām samadhikaranyena. This post or this stump of tree is the ghost. In that sentence, the post and ghost are on one, same adhikaranam, but bādha samadhikaranyam, you negate that ghost to see the stump of trees. Here also, you negate Omkara to see it as Brahman. Bādhāyām samadhikaranyena samahita brahma bodhyate. So therefore, the one who is thus focused by negating Omkara as very substratum of Omkara, he recognizes Brahman as the very self. Tathacha yuktam Omkarasya Brahmajnahitam Om iti Brahma. So Om in Brahma enjoys Samadhikaranyam in that statement Om iti Brahma. Viditatmananda. Where Om is negated to see it as Brahma. Just as the snake is negated to see it as rope. Kincha sarvasvadatvat omkarasya brahmanasya tathatvat. A similarity between Omkara and Brahma. Brahman is sarvaspadam, is the substratum of the entire universe of names and forms. Asti, Bhati, Priyam is Brahma, which is the aspadam, adhishthanam, the basis, the adhara of the entire universe of names and forms. So Omkara also is similarly the aspadam, the locus of everything. So Omkara is locus of everything, Brahman also is locus of everything, and therefore Omkara is Brahman. So eka lakshanatvat ananyatva siddhehe, anyatva siddhehe. Omkara and Brahman enjoy the same lakshana, same characteristic. The Omkara is the locus of the universe, so is Brahman. Therefore, anyatva siddhehe, therefore they cannot be different. Omkar pratipatti, he Brahma pratipatti eva iti. Therefore, knowing Omkara is knowing Brahma, because knowing Omkara is knowing the aspada, the locus of the entire universe, which is Brahman. Omkara eva idam sarvam. So that's how the Mandukyaopanishad, Omkara eva idam sarvam. Omkara alone is all of this. Ityadi Shrutibhyaha. This and similar statement of Shruti. Om iti idagum sarvam. So it said, all of this is Om. So there are other vakyas like that also, which can also be included here. Brahma pratipatti upayatvam omkarasya pramitamidi sheshaha. From these and similar statements, Omkara is the pratipatti upaya, Brahma pratipatti upaya. Omkara is upaya, the means of pratipatti, knowledge of Brahman. Omkara is the means of knowledge of Brahman. That's what all these statements say. And therefore, it is Vedas which reveal Omkara as a means of knowledge of Brahman. Nanu swanugata pribhase sanmatre chidatmani pranavikalpasya kalpitatvat. Now, the whole universe, see prana means Hiranyagarbha or Sutratma or the firstborn. And from that then the whole universe comes. So the causal, prana is the consciousness identified with the totality of all subtle bodies. Call it Sutratma, call it Hiranyagarbha, call it Prana. Because Hiranyagarbha is the locus of the totality of Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. With predominance of Kriya Shakti, it is called Prana. Jnana Shakti is called Hiranyagarbha. So here later on, this word Prana is going to be used by the Karigakara. Therefore, Pranadi Vikalpasya. This universe is nothing but the Vikalpa, a Kalpana, projection beginning from Prana. The Sankhya say that the first one that is born is Mahat Tattva, which is the totality of intellect. You can equate that with Hiranyagarbha. From there, the Ahankara, the five elements, and all of this creation comes. Similarly, also from Prana, the rest of the universe comes. So, Prana Devi Kalpasya, this universe, which is a Kalpana projection beginning from Prana or Hiranyagarbha, Kalpitatvat, universe is a Kalpana, means a projection of the total mind of Maya, of Ishvara. Atmana Sarvasvadatvam, the whole universe is projected upon Atma. And the Atma is the locus of everything. And upon Omkarasya, but where is Omkara? How does Omkara is the Aspada, the locus of everything? Tat anugamat. You see, Atma is Asti Bhati Priyam. The entire universe being from Prana to even an atom, you can see that Asti Bhati Priyam is Anugatam. You know, it pervades everything. So you see Asti Bhati Priyam in every name and form, beginning from Prana all the way up to an atom. So it is quite appropriate that Asti Bhati Priyam or Atma is the Aspadam, locus, substratum of the universe beginning from Prana. But not Omkara. If Omkara is the basis of the universe, you should find Omkara everywhere, isn't it? If Kli is the Aspadam, the locus or basis of all the pots and pans, then in them you should find clay. Anugatam, pervading, present. So we do see the presence of Atma everywhere as Asti Bhati Priyam. Therefore, Atma is Aspadam, the locus of the entire universe beginning from Prana. How do you say Omkara also is Aspadam? You don't find Omkara anywhere. Everywhere do you find? No. Therefore, Bhashyakara explains. Rajvadihiva. So, we are on the page 8 here. Second paragraph. Rajvadihiva Sarapadi Vikalpasya Aspadaha. So, what is Aspada, the locus here? It means Adhishthanam, substratum. Rajvadi Sarpadi Vikalpasya Aspada. Rope is the Aspada, the substratum of a snake which is projected upon rope, or the silver that is projected upon the shell. Shell is the Aspada, Adhishthanam of the silver. Meaning that the Satyam, what is true, is the Adhishthanam, substratum, what is imagined or projected. Example. Similarly also, Advayatma Paramartha San Pranadi Vikalpasya Aspada. Similarly, Advaya Atma, the non-dual self, which is Paramartha San, which cannot be further reduced. The thing is that one thing can be reduced to the other, the effect into cause and effect into cause. This process of reduction is to find its culmination. Where will it find? Into a irreducible substratum, which is Atma. So, Paramartha San. Paramartha, that which cannot be negated, that cannot be further reduced, which causes everything, of which there is no cause. Pranadi Vikalpasya Atmanaha Aspadaha. Atma, Yasti Bhadi Priyam, the Satchidananda is Aspada, is the substratum of the entire universe beginning from prana. Yatha. So Atma is the aspada of the prana of the vikalpa is explained. Tatha sarvopi vak prapancha pranadhyatma vikalpa vishay omkara eva. Now Bhashyakara shows how omkara also is the aspada, the locus of the entire universe. So just as Atma is the aspada of the universe beginning from prana, yatha in a manner similar to that, sarva vak prapancha. This vak prapancha, let us begin with that. The whole prapancha or the universe of speech, pranadhyatma vikalpa vishaya. The thing is that the speech or the name has a corresponding object. So this universe beginning from prana is made up of various names or forms. Every form has a corresponding name. So name is the aspada of the form. The name part is where the object part is located. And then all the names are nothing but omkara. That will be shown how omkara is all the names. Because a ghata, an object, is not separate from the word ghata. And therefore the whole universe, which is of nature of names and forms, the forms such as prana and everything else are not apart from names. Names are not apart from words, not apart from speech, not apart from omkara. Omkara pervades the entire speech, from which they are derived all the nouns, which are one with these forms. Therefore, omkara also is the aspada, the very basis of the entire universe. Universe is name and form, so name becomes the basis of the form, and the word becomes the basis of the name, and speech becomes the basis of the word. Om is the basis of speech. Therefore, pranadi atma vikalpa vishaya. Vak prapancha. The pranadi, etc., becomes the vishaya, or the corresponding object corresponding to the names. Therefore, there is also omkara. Atma is the substratum. Omkara also is substratum of this kalpi, the vishaya of this universe which is projected. So now is artha jatasya atma aspadatvat omkara. Now you are talking about two aspada. On one hand, you say that atma is the aspada or the basis or the locus of the universe. Now you are saying that omkara also is the aspada, base of the universe. That universe is forms, names, speech, omkara. Does it mean that there are two aspada? In fact, that shows that they are one. So Bhashyakara says, Sacha Atma Swarupameva. The Omkara is Atma Swarupameva. The Omkara is nothing but Atma. Why? Atma Vachakatvepi. So, because Omkara is then become Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. Omkara is Vachaka, Atma becomes the Vachya or the, so they enjoy the relationship of the name and then named. So a question is asked here. Atmavachakatvepi nastya omkarasya atmatratvam. Suppose you say that omkara is a name of Atma. Atma is omkara is vachaka, the name, and Atma is named. So what? How do you say that one? Just a basic question is asked here. Where did it say that the nama and the nami The name and what is named, they are one. How do you say that? Pranade Atmavikalpasya Abhidhana Videka Darshanat. Because we find that the universe exists without the name also. Just a question. All the objects are there by themselves without the name, is it not so? So, nacha atma sarup, such atma tad abhidhayakatvat. Omkara is the very nature of atma because abhidhayaka or vachaka is the name of atma. Then Bhashyakara says that can there be separation between the name and the named? Abhidhana, abhideya. Name also is abhidhana and the object, Vishaya, is abhideya. So the word part is abhidhana, the object part is abhideya. So Bhashyakara says, Omkara vikara shabdabhideyascha sarva pranadihi atmavikalpaha abhidhane vitirekena nasti. Omkara vikara shabda abhideyascha. A shabda, a word is omkara vikara. Omkara is the fundamental sound, you can say. And any word that is formed is nothing but the vikara or modification of omkara, the fundamental sound. Abhideya. And what's a abhideya? What's a name? Is nothing but a word. What's a word? Word is the modification of omkara. So, sarvaha pranadihi atmikalvaha abhidhane vitirekaya nasti. An object cannot be without the name. It's very interesting to see that you cannot think of an object without thinking of name. You cannot think of a name without thinking of the corresponding object. When the word pot is uttered, it instantly brings about the object pot in the mind. And when you see the object pot, the word pot occurs in your mind. But Swamiji, if someone does not know English language, then even if he sees the object, the word pot may not occur in his mind. The word pot may not occur. Some word will occur. So what? This is strange. He'll have to name something. Even when we see something new which we have never seen before, and we may not know what's the name of this flower, for example. But still, when I see the flower, some word, some description occurs in my mind. That it is beautiful, is new. I have to brand it in some way in order to connect with it, in order to see it. This is the nature. That moment my mind comes in contact with anything, it always names it. If you are familiar with the name, well and good. So if you are familiar with the language and therefore with the samskaras, the right name will occur if there is right samskara or training in the mind. If you have the samskara training of English language, then this object will automatically bring a word pot in my mind. The word pot will bring the image of the object in my mind. If you don't have that samskara, then it is true that this will not bring about the name, but it will bring out some name, concept. A name is a concept. An object is a form. Therefore, a name can be anything. A name is what describes the concept which is its object. Therefore, in different languages, the same object can have different names, but then the concept, each name represents a concept. This is an object, is a concept. So therefore, a name, and what is named? Pada and Artha. Pada means a word, Artha means what corresponds to the word, the object. They always go together. Vagarthavya Sampraktau Vagartha Pratipatte Jagadah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. So great poet Kalidasa says, Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. Vande I salute Parvati Parameshwaro, Parvati and Lord Shiva. Jagatah Pitaro were the parents of the universe. I salute them, prostrate to them. For what? Vagartha Pratipatte. For Pratipatti, for knowledge of Vagartha, the knowledge of the meaning of the Vag or meaning of the words. The poet has to know the exact meaning of the words when he uses the words. Or if he has a meaning, the right word should occur, both ways. Something he wants to describe, for which the right word should occur, or uses a word for which the right meaning must be known. So Vagarthavya Sampraktau. For the use of the meaning of the word, I prostrate to Lord Parvati and Shiva. Vagarthavya Sampraktau, because both of them are also joined, like the word and the speech. How the word and speech are united with each other, so also, Parvati and Shiva are united with each other. So that example, because Vardhanarishwara, they are both of them united with each other, well known. So just as Parvati and Parameshwara are united with each other, so also Vag, the word, speech, the word and the meaning are united. And therefore I salute, I prostrate to Parvati Parameshwara to reveal to me the meaning of the words, because they are united. So this is a basic principle which is used here. If this was not though, we could not communicate. All of us have the same samskara of a given language. Then when I use the given word, the same meaning takes place in your mind. If the word did not create the meaning, then communication could not take place. Or if word convey different things to different people, then also communication cannot take place. Therefore, communication can take place between people having the same upbringing, same samskara. So that the sense in which the word is used by the speaker is the sense in which it is understood by the listener. Because the word and meaning go together and should go together. They will not go together unless we have the right samskara. So mind must be trained. In a trained mind, the meaning will take place corresponding to a word. If it doesn't take place, then we train the mind. We have to Ram, 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 Ram. Nothing happens, Swamiji. Keep on saying, keep saying it. Train the mind. By repeating the word Rama as long as required. That's what Sage Valmiki did. That's what the robber did. Ram, 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 Ram. Doesn't know what it meant. It must have taken how many years, we don't know. But a time came when the word Rama revealed who Rama is. So when they become this, that is when, that's the right samskara. We give example of pots and pans because we have the samskara for that. But if the name Rama does not bring about the image of Rama in my mind, then I should do what is required for that correspondence to happen. That's what samskara. Samskrutam antahkaranam. Here in Vedanta, what we want is that the words used by the teacher should create the meaning in my mind. When the teacher says, you are Brahma, then that's what happened to me. When will it happen? When the mind has right samskara, right preparation. Therefore, insistence upon the samskrutam antahkaranam. Shuddha antahkaranam. Samskrutam antahkaranam. Vimudha nanu pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Yatanto yoginasyanam pasyantyatmanyavasthitam yatanto vi akrutatmanah nainam pashyanti. Yes, there are those aspirants who try to realize Brahman or Atma with the use of Omkara, but that doesn't happen. Akruta Atmana, when the Antahagana is not Samskritam, the correspondence does not happen. Therefore, here the whole process of Shravanam, on one hand, Samadhi Sitka Sampatti, and Shravanam again and again is meant to create the samskara such that the Mahavakya Tattvamasi will create the meaning. That's when the job is done. Anyway, so Omkara Vikara Shabda Videsha Sarvaha Pranadihi. The entire universe, beginning from prana, is Abhideya, the name of, which is what? Vikara or modification of Omkara. All the forms are name, and names are the modification of Omkara. Atma Vikalpaha Abhidhana Vitirekana Nasti. Therefore, the entire universe is projected upon Atma. The universe beginning from prana, projected upon Atma. Because all forms cannot be apart from the names. Tachabhidanam pranadi shabda visheshatmakam omkara vikara bhutam. So prana vagera shabdas, and they are all vikara of omkara. Omkara atirekana sambhavati. See, all the entities beginning from prana have their abhidhanam, the names, and the names do not exist apart from omkara. The whole prapancha also does not exist apart from omkara. Omkaratram sarvamiti nischyate. That is how we see that all of this is Omkara alone. Atmanopi tadvachyasya tanmatra to abhidhanat. And Atma also is Abhideya. Omkara is Abhidhanam. Atma is Vachya. Omkara is Vachaka. Therefore, Atma also is Omkara. So then you are saying that Shabda and Artha are always together. The thing that together they cannot be two. There will be one. Then what are they? Says Vishaya Vishay Tyaga Ayaga Nirvikalpam Sanmatram Vastu. So therefore this Vachya Vachaka or Vishaya Vishay, both of them in fact ultimately drop out, and leaving Nirvishesham Brahma is a very adhishthanam. So Sanmatram Vastu Vachya Vachaka Vyakshunyam Pariyavasyati. So ultimately Omkara and Atma, the Vachaka and Vachya. Since Vachaka Vachya cannot be separate from each other, the two things can have to be one. When it be? When both of them lose their Visheshata and both of them resolve into one substratum, which is Brahman. So Vishaya Vishayitva Ayoga Nirvikalpam. Otherwise one is Vishaya, other is Vishay, but both are one, therefore Nirvikalpam Sanmatram Vastu. So both of them ultimately resolve into Nirvikalpa Sat Asti Bhati Priyam Vacha Vachaka Vibhaga Shunyam. So Vacha Vachaka Vibhaga, the distinction of the name and named, ultimately has to go away, because if both are one, then both are resolved into that which is divided of the Vachya Vachaka, Nirvishesha Vastu. And therefore, says Bhashyakara, Vacharamhanam Vikaro Namadheyam. Vacharamhanam Vikaro Namadheyam. Vikara, a modification of the part. Namadheyam is only in the name. Has no satta. We talked about it last night, in fact, in a different context. Our Puja Swami used to say that when you utter the word clay, there is substance corresponding to clay in my hand. When you utter the word pot, there is no corresponding substance. Because what I am holding is clay, The object, the weight is clay, smell is clay, taste is clay of clay. Where is pot? Everywhere there is clay. So pot is merely a notion in my mind. It is no existence apart from the notion. So notion is called word pot. That is object. Pot has no existence. Namadhayam is nothing but name. Then also further, karyasya sarvasya mithyatvevi katham omkaranenasya brahma prativatti upayato siddhi. So this is karyam, vikara or karya is all mithya. It has no existence apart from the word. This entire universe falls in the category of karya and therefore is mithya. Even then, katham omkaranenasya brahma prativatti. Even then, how is it? How do you come to know Brahman? By understanding or the knowing Omkara. How do you know Brahman? So says here, Bhashyakara, tadasidam vacha tantya namavihi damavihi sarvam sitam. From Aitreya Aranyaka. Tat asya idam vacha tantya, all the third case, vacha tantya namavihi damavihi sarvam sitam. Tadidam vikara jatam. That asya. Asya means what? Brahmana. Brahmana. This Sambandhi Shashti. Brahmana Sambandhi. Related to Brahman. What is it? Idam vikara jatam. This entire universe, which is all modification of Brahman. Meaning what? Superimposed upon Brahman. This universe of Brahman, meaning superimposed upon Brahman. Vacha, tantya, namavihi, damavihi, saram, sitam. You all strung. The tantya and dama. Tanti means a thread and dama means a rope. So a rope is made of a number of threads. So namavihi, damavihi. This universe of forms is all strung into the rope called Nama. Like the object part is strung into the word part. This universe of names and forms, all the forms are strung into the rope, you can say. Rope means a thin rope in which the whole universe is strung. And what is that rope? What is it? Nama. Vacha tantya. The name itself is derived, is made up of just the word, the speech. Vacha tantya. Speech is the thread that makes up the rope of the name. And that name, in the name, all the forms are strung. So the whole universe is nothing but strung into the vacha, in the vag, in the speech. Sastadim vikarajatam asya brahmana sambandhi vacha samanya rupaya tantya prasad rajutulladaya. A name, a word, is a specific expression of speech which is samanya. Samanya and vishesha. Speech means samanya and every word like pot, etc. is vishesha. And so vishesha is made up of samanya and in that vishesha, which is nama, all the forms are strung. So sitam, baddham, vyaptam. So what we see is this tangible universe of forms, and every object in the universe is not apart from the corresponding name. And name is nothing but a particular expression of the speech which is general or samanya. And therefore the speech pervades everything. And Omkara pervades the entire speech and therefore Omkara pervades the entire universe. Shabda samanyena artha samanyasya vyapto api. So, Shabda samanya, the word in general pervades the meaning. There cannot be meaning without the word. Katham artha visheshasya, Shabda vishesha. So, namavihi, damavihi. Every word is a Shabda vishesha. And that Shabda vishesha gives us artha vishesha. Speech in general applies to everything. But speech becomes particular words and then they apply to particular objects. Sarvam idam namani ityade. Idam hi sarvam. So this shows how the whole universe is pervaded by speech. And speech is pervaded by Omkara. That statement, in fact, is there. Akaro vai sarvavak, it was said, Akaro vai sarvavak. Omkaro vai sarvavak. Omkara is Akara, Ukara, Makara. So Omkara is Akara Pradhana. And Akara pervades all the words. Because all the letters are nothing but the modification of Akara. The first sound that is uttered when you open the mouth and from the throat the sound is produced is A, and subsequent sounds are all nothing but the modification of A. So Akara becomes the material cause of all the other letters, and therefore whole speech is words and all words are Akara. Therefore Akara pervades the entire speech, and the speech are corresponding names and names are corresponding form, and therefore Omkara, which is Akara, which is all the speech, which is all the names, all the forms, Omkara pervades the entire universe. Same thing, Sarvam idam namani ityadi. Idam hi sarvam samanya visheshatmakam arthajatam samanya visheshatmakam namna niyate. Meaning that it is name which makes an object vyavhara yogyam. This object is there. The object becomes useful. You can interact with it only because of name. I say, hey, bring that thing. What that thing? Bring a pot. So pot makes this object transactable, useful. Bring a cloth, bring a chair, bring a table. So object table is there. But you cannot do anything with it unless the name table is there. Bring table, sit on the chair, etc. So namna niyate vyavahara patham prapyate. All arthajatam. All the objects in fact become the object of vyavahara or transaction interaction by names. So Saravidam Namani, all of this is the names. Because of name only, all of this becomes transactable. Tena Namaniti Uchade. Never, all of this is said to be. So Niyate Vyavahara Patham Prapyate. Because of that it's called Namani. The whole universe is in name. Tadevam Vaganurakta buddhivodhyatvad vang matram sarvam. Vagam sarvam omkara anuvidyatvad omkara matram. So what all this discussion says is Vag anurakta buddhyatvad vang matram. All the objects are nothing but name, and name is pervaded by the speech, and speech is pervaded by omkara. Therefore, all of this is nothing but omkara. Omkara is phenomenal sound, or even akara pervades the speech, which pervades all the names, pervades all the forms. Therefore, all of this universe is nothing but omkara. Such a omkara lakshanadina atmati hetuhu. It is shown in the statements we discussed earlier, quoted from different sections of the Vedas, as to how omkara, so lakshanadina, so upasana, laya, chintana. If you remember, we discussed those statements, where by meditation upon omkara, ultimately the consciousness that arises is Brahman. Or by laya prakriya, akara into ukara, ukara into makara, makara into consciousness. Or chintanam. In this manner, by deliberation, we see how omkara pervades everything. Everything is omkara, and omkara is atma. Then the Lakshanadina. So by these different methods, how Omkara becomes the means of knowledge of the self. So that is how Bhashyakara at length shows how Omkara is revealed by the Vedas in many places as a means of self-knowledge or Brahmajnana. And in different places the Vedas reveal Omkara the means in different ways, either through meditation or through Laya Prakriya or through Lakshanavritti or through Vichara Prakriya. Omkara becomes the means of knowledge of the self. Artham upadya tasmin artha shrutim avatarayati. So thus all this elaborate discussion took place to expound upon first pratigna that Bhashyakara did. Kim tat punah prayojana vidyucchit. Tatra tavad omkara nirnaya prasamam prakranam agama pradhanam. So this is a proposal that Bhashyakara first said. Tatra tavad omkara nirnayaya. Where is it here? I think some sentence is missing here in this particular text. It says Nirakaranaya Chatursam Prakaranam. Okay. Katham Punah. Then before that, even earlier, on the page number 7, I think. Okay. So, page number 7, the last paragraph. Tatra tavat omkara nirnaya prasamam prakaranam agama pradhanam. So, here Bhashyakara did pratigna that prasamam prakaranam agama pradhanam, the first chapter, which is agama pradhanam, essentially of the nature of agama. What we read, all the sentences are agama. Meaning, paramparaya, it is revealed or stated by Vedas how Omkara is the means of self-knowledge. So that's the traditional knowledge coming down to us, and for that all these various statements were quoted. Then Omkara Nirnayaya, the Agama says that Omkara is the means of self-knowledge or means of knowledge of Brahma. So this Upanishad will elaborate now. Those statements did not quite elaborate. They just said how Omkara becomes a means of knowledge, self-knowledge, either through meditation and different prakriyas. Here now, Mandukyaopanishad will describe that in detail as to how Omkara is the means of self-knowledge. That's the uniqueness of this Upanishad. So Upanishad takes that from Agama, from the traditional declarations. Omkara is a means of self-knowledge. How? How do you make Omkara the means of self-knowledge? So Omkara we now describe Akara, Ukara, Makara, etc. These are unique to Mandukyaopanishad. Thus Mandukyaopanishad describes a prakriya, a methodology by which Omkara becomes a means of self-knowledge. So this is how, first of all, Bhashyakara established that this is the traditional knowledge where the determination, nirnaya or ascertainment, the meaning of Omkara leads to the ascertainment of the knowledge of Atma. So now what you should do is understand Omkara, then you understand Atma. So Artham Upapadya, that Omkara Nirnayana Adya Prakranasya Atmatri Upayatva Rupam. Now what the first chapter does, called Agama Prakaranam, is Omkara Nirnayana. By ascertaining the meaning of Omkara, Adya Prakaranasya Atma Pratipatti Upayatvam. How the first chapter, which is Agama Prakaranam, because the means of Pratipatti, the knowledge of Atma, by ascertaining the meaning of Omkara. Because Omkara and Atma are one, therefore knowing Omkara is knowing Atma. Therefore, this first chapter will explain to us how to know the Omkara, which leads to the knowledge of Atma. Artham Upadya Tasmin Arthe Shrutim Avatarayati. So first Artha is said here, how Omkara is a means of self-knowledge. Now shows how this Shruti also is devoted to revealing that. Atah aha. So Bhashyakara says Atah aha. But therefore, Atah Yathoktaritya Omkarasya Atmavritti Upayatvat. Because by the method that we showed, or the Vedas show, how Omkara is the sadhana, the means of Atma Pratipatti, knowledge of Atma. Therefore, aha tam nirnayati iti yavat. That's exactly what the Shruti also says here in the first chapter. So we'll read the first statement of the Upanishad. Hari Om. Om ityetadaksharam idam sarvam tasya upavyakyanam bhutam bhavad bhavishyaditi sarvam onkara eva yacchanyata trikalatītam tadapyonkara eva. That's how the Agama Prakaran begins. We'll continue the discussion in next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra-bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo